With everything we been through, that should've kept us close. I could feel a change, but didn't wanna let you go. You plan to seize a hate and use your tears to help them grow. But for your pain,
it seemed like quite a few times on Thursday, the huddle would break late and you'd be snapping it. There was, I think, 2 delayed games, but you'd be snapping it very low in the play clock. What is that a concern? Do you want to quicken things up? Was it because play calls coming late? Were there adjustments being made to the line of scrimmage? Like, how would you sum up that situation?
I'd say probably a little bit of all the above. We really don't, Lamar's really good at getting that thing snapped and managing the play clock. Probably a couple calls needed to get in quicker, and we had a substitution issue on one. But, that's just our operation. We got to be better with our operation. I mean, overall, really, it was a straight to DVD performance, and we know it. So you get back in, you make the corrections, you bring the requisite energy to our preparation, and we'll go.
Look at it though. I know you had to put it in the DVD and all that, but as far as the mental mistakes, I mean, is that what it boils down to, coaches? A lot of players just not following assignments.
Well, I mean, there's definitely some things we had to correct. Very uncharacteristic things. Which really hadn't shown up this year. But the NFL season's a long season, and when you have games like that, which seems like everybody does, you really, it's how you respond to it and what you do from there. I think we had a lot of opportunities in that game that we didn't capitalize on, but that's a great learning experience for all of us, and so we can play our best football moving through the rest of this season.
This be my Dezzy, we back in the woods room. And how dare Greg Roman come up on the podium and say that bullshit? He gonna really try to turn around and blame Lamar Jackson for those play calls that he did. Gonna say it was uncharacteristic and there was a lot of plays left out down the field. A lot of opportunities that he saw. Where? On screen passes that you calling on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 to Hollywood Brown on the outside? Those opportunities that you say you saw on the field, exactly who called those plays? Is you about to say Lamar Jackson was the one that called those plays? When does it become Greg Roman's job to come up with a game plan in the middle of a game to beat defenses that they did not prepare for? This is not the only time we done seen this where Greg Roman has not been able to come up with an answer. He stay flustered. We seen it against teams. We seen it against bad teams. We just saw it against the Miami Dolphins. They were 2-6 when we seen them. It wasn't like the Dolphins was a real good team. We seen them against the Vikings. We seen them against a lot of teams this year to where as though the offense is just still coming out the game. And if it ain't Lamar playing Superman, then we ain't got no chance. We ain't going to get into the defense right now. I just want to talk about the simple fact that Greg Roman seems as though he doesn't want to take no blame. The reporter came out and just asked him, like, so what are you saying? Is it just mental breakdowns that you blaming the reason that the offense wasn't able to do nothing against the cover zero? He said, yeah, it was mental breakdowns. It was uncharacteristic for our players to be that way, but it seems as though everybody done had a game like that this year. Who is he talking about? What did he mean? Every good quarterback then had a so-and-so bad game this year. So he was just basically putting that on Lamar, saying he missed opportunities on the field. We all seen that game. And he done set up there in that little box way up there in the motherfucking bleachers talking about Lamar should have got the ball out when it was free blitzers running at him. And not just defensive linemen. They had safeties running at Lamar head. So it wasn't 4 to 5 seconds that he had to make a decision. Now it was cut down to 2 to 3 seconds that he had to make a decision. But he didn't calculate none of that. Didn't call no rub routes across the middle. Didn't call no type of wide receiver screens coming back to the middle of the field. All those screens that he ran was to Hollywood going to the outside. I sat there and watched the damn Patriots run 4 end arounds to Kendrick Bourne. And we didn't do that with Devin Duvernay but one time. He had a lot of goddamn opportunities that he left on the field, but he's not going to say that. And that's where we fall short. And I swear, until we get rid of Greg Roman, this offense is going to be that way week in and week out. If it's not Lamar with his heroics and actually being an MVP performance every time he goes out, that's how the offense is going to look. As of today, the running backs and everything is still in flux. They done cut Le'Veon Bell, which I thought was stupid, as he was actually producing. Out of all the running backs that we had, he was the one that I really liked for real. But Devontae Freeman has been toting the rock. But as far as just him trying to make it seem as though it was just execution, they just executed the plays better, then we would have been better off in that game. He never said if he would have called better plays, then the offense would have been better off. At the end of the day, I've been said they should have got rid of Greg Roman. And at the beginning of the year, I posted a video saying, when the offense was stale, when it looked like the same offense of last year, who y'all gonna blame? Is it going to be John Harbaugh or is it going to be Greg Roman? And as you see, it's some of the same shit from last year. In the same type of spots, we can't make no type of adjustment to defenses that kind of got our offense figured out. This is Dezzy, and we out.
With everything we been through, that shoulda kept us close. I could feel a change, but didn't wanna let you go. You plant the seeds of hate and use your tears to help them grow. But for your pain